Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English with Derek. This is class number 2 in our Conversational English for Beginners series. If you still need to take class number 1, take your time. It's okay. You can come back and take class number 2 when you're ready. There's no rush. In class number 1, we covered vowel sounds and cognates. So you have a basic foundation for correct pronunciation in English. Today in class number 2, I want to practice some conversational phrases that you can use every day. You can use these phrases at your job, in your home, with your friends, and you can listen for them when you watch TV. Remember, all the materials you need are in the description of the video. Take a look for the link below that says class number 2. Are you ready? Let's start. Page number 1 in our document says common phrases and expressions, a conversational cheat sheet. In English, we say cheat sheet because this is an easy resource to help you remember phrases and expressions that you can use. Most of my viewers are Spanish speakers, so I gave you a list of the translated phrases as well. Hopefully this can help. Today, I want to practice the pronunciation. I will say each phrase or expression twice. Then you repeat. Don't feel silly. If you are at home or if you are listening with headphones, practice. Repeat after me. Hello. Hello. How are you today? How are you today? Very good. And you? Very good. And you? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. You can use this expression when you meet someone for the first time, a new person. What is your name? What is your name? My name is Derek. My name is Derek. What time is it? What time is it? It is 2 o'clock. It is 2. Where is the bathroom? Where is the cat? The weather is nice. The weather is nice. The weather is not nice. The weather is not nice. So maybe you see the sun, the day is beautiful, or maybe we have rain and storms. These are good phrases to use in a simple conversation, maybe to practice with a new person you meet in the supermarket or in an office. We call this small talk. Small talk. Nothing too important, nothing too controversial, something simple you can contribute to a conversation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me is more formal. is more serious. In English, you hear people say, I'm sorry, all the time. I can say, I'm sorry if I want to interrupt a conversation. I can say, oh, I'm sorry if I want to pass someone, for example, in a store, in a supermarket. In English, especially in the United States, this is a cultural thing. We say, I'm sorry for everything. We also have, excuse me, and I can begin to combine some of these expressions. For example, if I need to know the time, I can say, excuse me, what time is it? What is the date? What is the date? If I go to a doctor's office and I need to complete some paperwork, I can say, excuse me, what is the date? I don't understand. I don't understand. If I have a conversation with someone new and maybe they speak too quickly, I can say, excuse me, I don't understand. And it's okay. It's totally okay to say, I don't understand. Repeat, please. Repeat, please. This is another useful phrase in a conversation when I need to know some important information. Again, it is okay to say, repeat, please. How do you say, how do you say gato in English? Cat. How do you write? How do you write? How do you write cat in English? C-A-T. Slowly, please. Slowly, please. Sometimes in a conversation, the other person does not realize that they speak too quickly. It is okay to say, slowly, please. This is a nice, polite way to ask for some assistance. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good night. Now in English, these are a little different. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good night. Good night. In English, good night is interesting because we only use good night to say bye. The next word, bye. Bye. And good morning and good afternoon, we only use to say hello. We call this a greeting. So good morning, I can use until noon, until lunchtime. Good afternoon, I can use after lunch. And good night, I use to say goodbye. If I want to use a more formal greeting late in the day, I can also say good evening. In English, we use good evening between maybe 5 and 8 p.m. I would say maybe 5 to 8 p.m. There's no specific rule, but we do have afternoon and then we have evening. And finally, see you soon. See you later. See you soon. See you later. This is a very casual way to say bye, but it is less final. If I say see you soon, I probably plan to see the person soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe next week. Later is even less definite. Maybe next month, maybe the following year. We don't know, but these are more casual ways to say bye. Now it's time for practice. On page 2 of your class materials, you will find conversation puzzles. Consider each short conversation. Arrange each phrase in the correct order. So here we have 1, 2, 3 mini conversations, and they are all scrambled. So you need to take some time to put them in the correct order. I'll give you a few minutes. Start with number 1. Imagine that each conversation involves 2 people speaking to one another. You will recognize the phrases from our list, our cheat sheet. Take just a few minutes. You can pause the video now. Are you finished? Let's take a look at the correct order of phrases for each conversation. You see that we have person A and person B. Keep in mind that these are not the only correct combinations. You can still have a logical conversation in a different order. Many times in English, there is no 100% correct or 100% incorrect answer. You can be creative. Number 1, person A says, hello. Person B says, good morning. What is your name? I'm Alfredo. And you? I'm Catherine. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. So here we see our expressions in a logical order. You can practice this on your own or with someone in your home. Right now, I will be person A, and you can read for person B. Hello. What is your name? I'm Catherine. Nice to meet you. Easy, right? Let's move to number 2. Excuse me, what time is it? It is 5 o'clock. Repeat, please. It is 5 o'clock. Thank you. Now, again, I will be person A. Excuse me, what time is it? Repeat, please. Thank you. And finally, we have number 3. Good afternoon. How are you today? Very good. And you? I'm fine. The weather is nice. Yes, it is. Well, see you later. Bye. I like to imagine the situation behind the conversation. I like to imagine the context. Here, I imagine two people who do not know each other very well. Maybe they are in a store, for example, and we have an employee and a guest. Let's try this one together. I will be person A. Good afternoon. How are you today? I'm fine. Yes, it is. Bye. This is an example of a conversation that may feel uncomfortable. Sometimes it is difficult to interact with a new person for the first time, but this is a way to keep the conversation short and as comfortable as possible. Now, you may notice that your class materials document has a final page, page 4. In our next class, we will begin to use verbs, action words, to create complete original sentences. So I want you to study this list between today's class and next class, class number 3. Again, many of my viewers are Spanish speakers at home. So I have a bit of translation here to help you understand. In Spanish, all infinitive verbs, the most basic form of action words, end in AR, ER, or IR. In English, we use the word to indicate an infinitive. So in English, the most basic form of any verb is to something. For example, we see here, to change, to learn, to decide. Remember, in our last class, we talked about silent vowels that come at the end of a word. Again, in the word decide, we don't hear the E at the end, but it is a signal. It tells us that the previous vowel sound is long. So this I sounds like decide, decide. I need to decide. What do I want for lunch? A sandwich or soup? I must decide. Take your time to study this list of basic regular verbs, and next week, I plan to walk you through the rules that we need to use these verbs. Do you have any specific questions? Write them in the comments below. If you have the opportunity to use any of our conversational phrases this week, also let me know. You can send an email, or again, you can always use the comments section. I love to hear how you use your new grammar, vocabulary in real life with new people. I'll see you next time.